All right, we are now en route to Kivinra. So, I quit. I quit. You put your trust in God, not in a man, and not in a job. I didn't have the energy to do anything. I could barely talk to people, and I love to yap. I love to call my girls and talk about Real Housewives. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Pink Apartment. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about, well, I'm going to be doing a get ready with me as I talk about why I quit my job, what led to me quitting my job, what I wish I knew when I was younger, and just sharing a little bit of my experience as a woman in the corporate world for the past years, and just giving a little bit of background of that. My goal for this video isn't to get people to quit their jobs because it's really hard out here and the economy is rough, but my goal is to share some insight and some light into my experiences working for the past decade, especially as I get to the end of my 20s, some of the lessons I wish I knew earlier, some of the things I've done to transition from one job to another, and just sharing a little bit of that. I'm getting ready to go to Kivinra, so it is like 7, well, not this is local New York time. It is, I think almost 3 o'clock, so it's kind of lunch-ish. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. This is the final makeup look also if you're interested. Let me see if I can get like a better, like it's cute, right? I like it. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the thumbnail. I have to, that's always really hard for me, but anyways, if you guys are interested in knowing like my business and maybe that helping you a little bit, then keep on watching. Today is Tuesday, December 16th. So, as I mentioned in my last vlog, I did quit my job. So, today we're just gonna do a cafe day. I'm gonna go to Kivinra. I'm going to work from there. I'm gonna work as in like, I don't know, do something productive with my time. I'll start applying to more jobs. Maybe just do some inner work, you know, like maybe just trying to figure out what it is I want to do with my life. But I did want to do a get ready with me, a chatty get ready with me, while I talked about the reasons why I quit my job, what led to this. Also, as usual, or in this video, I'm just going to be putting the products I'm using on the screen somewhere here, wherever. And I'm going to try to actually get ready in under 15 minutes, which is kind of hard because I like to yap and I like to do my makeup and I like to take my time and be slow with things, with everything in my life. I've always been someone who likes to take my time, a very slow eater, all the things. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so I guess I'll give some background. I am in Q4 of my 20s. I'm at the very end of my 20s right now. And I've been working since I was, like legally working, since I was 15. That's kind of almost like half my life, right? I've done all kinds of jobs. Retail, restaurant, assistant work, software development work. I've really done anything. And also for the record, my degree is in political science. And so if you have a degree in political science, I don't think it's a degree you get to make money. I think it's a degree you get because you are inquisitive about how the world works and how power works, particularly, especially growing up where I did, you know, it's a very powerful city. So I've always just been entrenched in politics and global relations, international diplomacy, all the stuff, right? And I think also like as African, we just have a natural inquisitiveness about it. And I was never raised with parents who were like, you have to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. It was never giving that. They were always very supportive of me and always trusted my intellect and my decisions in school, and just told me like, look, it's your degree, it's your life. Whatever you want to do it. Be aware of the consequences, but you know, not like in a threatening way. It was more like, we're not going to advise you on what you should study and how you should live your life, where you should work, all these things. I was like, okay, cool. So when I was in college, I decided I'm going to be a lawyer. It's a very natural progression from a political science degree. So I did take an intro to law class, and honestly, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I didn't really like it, but I realized like the law is so much more robust than like that intro to law / constitutional law class that I took. So I was like, you know what? I'll give this a chance. So after I graduated, I work at a law firm. Oh, did I get my stuff handed to me? That was a great experience for me because I got to see how law firms work, law firm culture. Worked there for a while, didn't really like it. It was just too much. It was like my first real job out of college, right? So I didn't really get the opportunity I got the opportunity to learn about not just like the actual work, but the culture of law firms, especially if you're going to be in a corporate one and how that is what's expected of you. And I quickly realized it did not align with what kind of lifestyle I wanted to have in the future, especially when I'm married and have children. And I think law is one of those careers where you really have to put in the work. There are no breaks, there are no hiatuses for a few years and you come back. Like, I think other careers are a bit more forgiven. I would say medicine is that way, you know, if you're a nurse or maybe like a doctor. But law is very much an uphill trajectory, and it's also competitive. It's competitive. Your coworkers want to get the same roles as you do. They also want that upper mobility. You know, they want the bonuses, they want the recognition, they want to become the associates, senior associates, partners, counsel, all the things. So I realized, yeah, girl, this is not for you. Sorry, it's not for you. So didn't go to law school. Transitioned, did something else, did tech, and then I kind of just stumbled into a lot of things. Something about me, I am a fast learner. Do I always stay interested in things? No. But I want to wake up one day, become a software engineer. I did that. That's kind of a bit of my background without saying too much. One thing I learned specifically from the law firm, I had to take the subway every single day to get to work. I'd leave my house at, I think, 7 a.m., get there like around 9. I'd be given so much work and I didn't really know how to say no. So I would stay until 9, right? And they did have like that, you know, company kind of expense where if you stay after a certain hour, they pay for your dinner and your Uber, your ride home. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Obviously, like, no one actually wants to do that, but somehow I had a boss that was convinced that I would stay at work. Mind you, I was like 21, 22, that I would want to spend my free time after work at a law firm where I'm not even getting paid much because I'm not an actual attorney. And she just really did not like me. The thing with law firms also is it's not, like, a lot of things are collaborative, right? Especially when you're not an actual attorney. So you can't just like sign off on documents and send it to a client. Like, you have to do maybe the bulk of the work and then you send it to like a associate, senior associate, partner, whoever's the actual attorney on the case, and then they have to review it and then look over it. So mind you, these attorneys are busy. They're working on, like, they have so many clients, so many things to do. So obviously they're not gonna get back to you right away. Once I saw that she was very much being very passive aggressive, she would say things about me in front of others. She would make jokes that weren't really jokes about me. I was kind of like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I can survive here. I know I don't need to stay here forever, but let's figure out a way to get out of this, right? So I quit. I quit because you're not gonna be out here stressing me. Like, I don't know. I feel like once you've had a certain amount of jobs, especially in like that deal with people, you realize like not all money is good money, and it's not worth your mental health. So that was the first time I ever quit a job, and it was hard. It was really hard because I felt like, in a way, I was failing my parents, even though they never told me like, you're a failure, or like, they never told me any of that stuff. But it was just all this internalized pressure I'd put on myself, especially as, you know, first gen immigrant daughter, that whole thing. Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. I quit the job, found another one. But I really learned, like, don't let people take advantage of you. Don't let people talk down to you. And don't think that women are your allies in the workspace. Don't think that men are your allies in the workspace either. But I think I had this natural inclination to believe that a woman would be in the workspace who's not that much older than me, maybe like 6-7 years older than me, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, is more of an ally to me than like a random guy in the office. And that's just how I've operated my life. Operated the first half of my 20s. I was wrong. And I learned that people, especially companies, will allow you to do so much work for them and still like gaslight you for not doing enough, regardless of if you actually are doing enough or not. So it's not good to like lean in and start doing more work. that's actually bad. Fast forward to today, right? I'm done with my job for a number of reasons. Number one, I don't think that the disrespect that you deal with in the workplace is worth it. To build a career by yourself without the help of like your parents or, you know, uncles or nepotism, which like I'm not against nepotism. I think I'm against unqualified people being hired, right? Because I know nepotism is how a lot of the world works and operates, especially outside of the Western world. So I'm not really against it, or I don't really have strong opinions in it. I just am more of like, just hire someone who's competent. Like hire your like intelligent nephew. You know what I mean? Don't hire your nephew who doesn't know anything about anything. Like that doesn't, it's not doing anyone a favor except for the nephew, I guess. I've learned to trust my own abilities and trust my intellect, trust my judgment, trust my quality of work. So being at this place where I was constantly questioned, constantly gaslit, told like, is this AI? Which like, no, it's not AI. I would tell you if it's AI. When I'm presenting my original work, it was demeaning, it was demoralizing. I had such bad anxiety that I couldn't eat. And I already don't really have much of an appetite to begin with. But having that situation, that experience where, you know, I'm working remotely, by the way, I don't eat all day until like I log off at 6 p.m. And I'm so exhausted, I can't even go to the gym. I can't even cook myself a meal. I can barely stay awake to watch Real Housewives, which for me, if you know me, that's a big deal, okay? So it was very telling, and I think I was just so attached to this idea of like, I have to stay strong, I have to hang in there. But you don't, you really don't. And I will tell you some of the things that have helped me detach from perceived stability in the workplace. And I also think this kind of goes along with like personal relationships, romantic relationships. If you are in a situation where, you know, if you're one of those like stay-at-home girlfriends or whatever, I think this could also be applicable to you, maybe. First thing that I've learned is to put your trust in God, not in a man and not in a job. Now I will say, that is easier said than done. I'm just now getting to that point where I'm doing that. I think it's so easy for me to look back and say, thank you God for this job. Thank you God for all the things God has done for me, honestly. I'm not gonna, you know, list all of them, but the list is long. It's hard, right? It's hard, but honestly, there's this verse that I will put here. I really need to learn what the verse is. It's in Matthew, but it says, basically, why are you worried about how God will provide for you, or how God will sustain you, when God literally feeds the birds in the sky? God makes sure all the other creatures on earth are taken care of. Why would he humble you? You're his child, his literal child that he meant to be here on this earth at this time. I love that scripture. And that's what I'm doing right now. That's the season I'm in right now. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fully lean on God. I'm not gonna rely on a man. I'm not gonna rely on a job. I'm not even gonna rely on my own perceived intellect or network or connections or whatever. I'm just gonna rely on God. And I'm not gonna lie, it is scary. It shouldn't be, right? It's much scarier relying on a man or a job, but because it's my first time fully kind of doing that, I'm like a little bit not apprehensive, but it's scary, but I know I'm making the right decision. So that's the first thing I would suggest. Going to church, getting in your word, whatever it is, like try doing that. Try leading into friends who are also doing that, or who are examples of doing that. You know, we all have, well, not all of us, but I'm fortunate enough to have a really good friend who has really helped me in my journey with getting closer to God and just learning more about everything. Okay, the lashes are on. Okay. I also put some earrings on because I don't know, like I always feel so naked without them. Anyways, so the second thing I would say when it comes to knowing if you should quit your job or not is preparation is everything. Like when I first started working, I always put money aside, maybe not in my savings account, but always in my investment accounts. And I felt like whatever worst case scenario, I can always pull out of them. I don't really care about tax implications, which might be financially irresponsible, but I'm like, if I don't have money for rent, or if I don't have money for something that I need, I have that money there because I've saved it. And it's really painful when you're, you know, starting a new job and you don't have to, but I choose to elect a large chunk of my paycheck to go directly into certain investment accounts. But I know that like not only is my money growing there, but it is there in case I need it. That helps me. That gives me a lot of like, okay, I'm not going to be starting at plan zero. You know, I have something. So I think saving proactively and investing proactively helps. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to say, which account to do, all that stuff, because I think you should talk to a financial advisor. Depending on your country, your age, all the things. So I'm not going to do that. But I think that definitely gives me a bit of confidence when it comes to leaving, because I'm like, I don't have to stay here. I literally don't. Like, I don't gotta go that. I don't have kids. I don't gotta go that hard, or whatever JC said.
I understand we live a totally different life. I don't have kids. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't have to go as hard. Like I'm straight. I'm good. Mm-hmm. I'm more than good.
Another thing is being aware of how your body feels. Okay, and I know this may sound a little bit woo-woo, depending on, you know, where you are or how spiritual you are or not spiritual. But if you find yourself thinking about work on the weekends, thinking about work right before you go to bed every night, dreaming about having an argument with your boss, dreaming about those kind of things, your chest tightens when you are about to get on a call with someone, or, you know, a Slack message from HR makes you feel like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose it. That's usually a sign. This is not a safe place to work. And you know, that's just important to know. I'm not saying you have to act impulsively on it, but it is important to know, because that's not normal in any circumstance. Like, think about it. Do you have friends who, when you hang out with them, you feel that way? Do you feel that way when you get into a classroom? Do you feel that when you walk into a store? Like, these are not normal experiences that should be normalized. I can speak for myself, where I, you know, shared a little bit earlier about how I wasn't eating. And because I wasn't eating, it was like, oh my God, I'm so skinny. No, it was not that. It wasn't cute. It wasn't fun. I didn't have the energy to do anything. I could barely talk to people, and I love to yap. I love to call my girls and talk about Real Housewives. I barely had the energy to do that. And also, I found myself, full disclosure, crying quite often, because I felt like, what is it that I'm not getting? Like, why am I being perceived as so incompetent, so unprepared for this role that I feel like I've actually been doing a good job in? So that was a big sign for me, and it was also like, okay, this is important that you don't ignore this, because so I feel like sometimes we want to hold on to things that God does not want us to hold on to. I'm guilty of that. Guilty. Count 1. Guilty. Count 2. Guilty. And all the other counts. So that's a big thing for me. I see it now more as like respecting my body and respecting myself, because your body will give you signs. Your body will tell you, especially as a woman, you have that intuition. So there really isn't a need to like hold on. I will say this: if you are someone who is not in a financial place to quit, don't. Yeah, I said it. Don't derail your life because you're feeling something uncomfortable temporarily. Work. Try very, very hard to find something, even if it's like a side gig, even if it's Uber Eats, even if it's something. Try to find something that can sustain you, because, you know, it's not cute, it's not fun to kind of just do things like that without preparation. If you are blessed to have a family member, parents who you can live with, who will let you live with them rent-free, who will be supportive of you, who will not completely derail your mental health even more, I would even suggest staying with them for a bit until you get on your feet. It's hard out here. Don't ever have any shame of like moving back with your parents, or moving with an aunt or an uncle or whoever, like, or a friend or whoever it is. Don't have shame about that. Nowadays, having a community is so rare. Having a good, safe community is so rare, and it's important that you allow people to help you. Allow people to help you. People who love and care about you want to help you, and that's something that I had to learn as well. I feel like this video has gone on quite a bit, and I hope that it like helped someone in terms of like quitting their job, or if they're thinking about it, or finding a new job. Like, obviously the ideal situation would be to find a new one before you quit. Like, I wish I did that, but also I didn't have any energy. Like, I literally did not have any energy to even look for another job before I quit this one. With that being said, your girl's in the job market, and hopefully find something soon. If not, like, it is what it is. It ease worries. All right, let's go. Should close my door. All right, we are now en route to Kibunwa, and I'm gonna do some work and be productive. This is the outfit. You've seen it before. You'll see it again. Cute glasses. Love. I feel like I always need to like bring an umbrella with me, because I never know when it's just gonna start flash raining. Because it'll be sunny one time and then it'll be raining, and I'll be screwed.